on this on this turn, it's extremely. I mean, there's no defending this turn, right? So if Crash wants to breach and kill all of, well, he can't kill all the conduits. He can't kill enough, I guess, to make a difference.
No,
I
but in a
really
set
don't like
like
that play.
this, set like this with Defense Grid, Aegis, there's plenty of good defense. I don't know if you really need to play a Breach Me strat.
Well, he went double brooder. You can't defend against double brooder.
Yeah, I mean, double brooder with more than 8 attack
Yeah.
is what it ends up being. So.
No, sure. If your opponent's going double Rooter, then you should probably just abandon hope of not getting breached. This might be one of those sets where you want to conduit up really early because your weakness is going to be your conduit supply.
Yeah, running
And
out
so
of green.
Yeah, and a lot of the like breach me units you want to get, like the Gauss cannons. Like I don't know if Arkanishu is going to fire Zamora for a while.
Well, he'll get this one fire, then he'll skip a turn, and then he'll get, and then
But he loses his Zamora next turn. Right?
Well, he doesn't fire his Zamora next turn.
No, he just dies.
Oh, we're saying Crash loses his Zamora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you always want to sort of minimax it. You want to, like, if you're going to get breached, you want to get conduits early, but if you do it too much, then they'll just kill your Zamora. So you want to kind of buy conduits early enough so that when they breach, they are 50-50 between targeting your conduits and targeting your Zamora. Like, you want it to be a difficult decision for them.
Well, Arkanishu didn't have brooders, so Crash could have defended. He could have, like, let his Zamora take 16 damage and then just started defending from there. And that can actually turn a game around because that's like 16 free defense, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I was playing a game against you and made that miserable mistake of attacking your Zamora when I should have attacked your conduits, Llama. That was just recently.
Like if your opponent can ever just start defending, you can't attack Zamora because they'll just take the damage and it'll be just free health for them.
Yeah. They'll accept the damage onto Zamora and then start defending it afterwards. I don't...
So this game, it looks like they're just going pure DPS.
Yeah, it's just how much can we get out per turn. So, I was wondering, like, the early Hannibal, I don't see it played, but I think it's pretty good.
It's really good.
I would have gone Hannibals here. It's so hard to even get out Sinesters against the early Hannibals. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like, if you can just, like, put... And you had Hellhound support, so, you know, you could have done, like, a 10-drone...
Yeah, and Perforator.
Yeah, you could have done like a really low drone count Hannibal Perforator Hellhound combination that should have really well.
I feel like it's like more like Hannibal Rush is more broken than it was before. Because, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what we found in testing. What we found in testing is that getting early Hannibals is sort of less insta-win, but you're more likely to win out of a transition from them.
Yes, exactly.
Like, so you'd get games where you'd go Hannibals, you'd lose them all, but then afterwards you'd be a little bit ahead instead of a little bit behind. So depending on the support and whether there are other units there, Hannibal Rush, I think, remains a stronger option than it used to be. Like before, I don't think anybody would rush Hannibals unless they kind of felt that they could win with just the Hannibals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's broken, though. I mean, I think it's as strong as some of the other strong early plays in Prismata that lead to some kind of transition or pressure. But
it beats rushes and it beats Haikon usually too. So like, there's no counter to it really.
Except getting your own, but if you get them second, they're not as good.
Yeah, exactly. If you get them second, you have to somehow pull ahead in damage at some point, which depending on the set may or may not be possible. Yeah, it's tough.
So
what we did is we studied a lot of like small games involving new Hannibals, like not only base set only plus Hannibal, but sort of base set only plus small red units in Hannibal and stuff like that. And we kind of found that you can get Hannibal super early, but if you get it too early, you're still going to lose. So the mirrors There still tend to be timings where it's balanced. And sort of the earliest possible Hannibal results in you having to skip a Hannibal. So that's usually not good. Oh, and Crash pulling out a Windsor.
There's been a lot of Windsor play today, too. So in the bullet games, they've been playing a lot of Windsor because, again, it's one of those things that easy to defend when you have all the time in the world, but difficult to defend when you're short on time.
So
well, there's Perforator and Shredder, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and instead he pulls out a Sinestra.
Which is probably a mistake.
Well, maybe he's got enough. Let's see.
Dingwall, double force field.
Yeah, he's got enough.
Barely, yeah. He actually doesn't have to leave that drum back.
Yeah, that's true.
There's one Perforator too many.
So who's ahead, guys?
Pretty sure Arkanishu's ahead.
Yeah, Arkanishu's ahead as long as he builds enough defense to hold the second Windsor attack. And if he holds the second Windsor, then he should just win.
I don't think Crash is getting number 3 off.
No, I don't think so either. I think that Arkanishu's been able to build enough pressure. But this is a mistake by Arkanishu. He's not really defending comfortably this turn.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistake.
So let's see how he does.
He needs to, like, it's not comfortable.
He's getting a little breached.
Should have bought a Xeno.
Yeah, I mean, he could have done a lot of things prior to that turn. He could have been buying Shredders. He could have been buying Perforators. He didn't have to buy the third Sinestra. There's a lot of things he could have done to have defended better, but it still is probably enough.
Yeah, well, it looks like Crash is about to lose his Sinestra, so that'll be game.
That it is.
Okay, so, guys, can I play-by-play the next one?
Please.
Go for it.
I'm waiting for it.
Okay, I gotta get my game on. I haven't done this in a while, but we used to do this a lot, sort of for fun at the office. Okay, next up, we got Crash against Arkanishu again. With the random set, well, we got a Zatron, we got a lot of Big Blue, we got a Sinestra, Feral Warden. What are they going to do? They're both opening a standard double drone. Crash Overlord and Arkanishu both pull out the third engineer on their second turn. Arkanishu gets the Chrono Filter on his third turn. In addition to drones, Crash pulls out a Blast Forge and Arkanishu replies with a Militia. They're both droning heavily. Crash gets 2 more Blast Forges. Arkanishu gets double Blast Forge in time with his Chrono Filter, so they're both going to have a triple blue next turn. What are they going to get? Crash selects the Apollo. He'll be able to snipe his opponent's Blast Forges and Chrono Filter. Arkanishu replies with an Apollo of his own. What are they going to snipe first? Crash gets another chance with 3 Blast Forges because he didn't get the Chrono Filter, and he pulls out a Drake. Arkanishu, however, built a 3rd Blast Forge so that he'll be immune to getting his Blast Forges or Chrono Filter sniped by the Apollo. Crash manages to breach and also uses his Apollo to snipe 2 Blast Forges, one getting killed in the breach and the other getting killed by the Apollo. However, in doing so, he sacked one of his own Blast Forges for his Drake, so he doesn't have 3 Blast Forges either. Both of these guys on 1 Militia, 1 Apollo, 1 Drake, 17 drones, and a bunch of walls. It looks like Crash is maybe a little bit ahead just based on the tempo of him getting to go first. And he's breaching and killing a bunch of drones. They're sniping each other's walls with Apollos. And I think Crash is a little bit ahead right now. What do you guys think?
I agree. I think Arkanishu needed to rush Drake.
Yeah,
Drake Apollo first.
Yeah, Apollo first was probably a throw for both players.
Apollo is such a hard unit to use in Bullet as well, so it's interesting. Every opportunity they've had to buy Apollo, they've bought it.
When you guys say throw, what in my personal vocabulary, I always thought throw meant intentional loss. Or sort of.
Well, yeah, no. So correct. If you're throwing something, you're intentionally losing. But when you have a guaranteed win and you lose, it's kind of throwing as well, right?
Is it like said in jest or? Because I hear this a lot amongst some of our streamers, and I feel like I've never heard the word throw used in this manner before. Yeah,
where your throw is making a mistake to give up the game. I think that maybe we use it in Prismata specifically because the game.
So this is really interesting. This game just took an interesting turn. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Arkanishu pulled out a defense grid, breached Crash, and killed his Drake, and now he seems to be comfortably defending, and he's a Drake ahead.
This is true.
He's got a lot of drones, but yeah.
But this defense grid's going to give him a lot of drones. There's another defense grid in response, which probably seals the game for Crash.
Probably.
He is going.
He's 4.5 drones ahead, and now he's got his own Drake. So I think Crash is just strictly ahead at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because behind that defense grid, he'll be able to continue to purchase Drakes, and he just killed the defense grid. But it was kind of exciting to see Arkanishu put up the stall tactic of the defense grid. So yeah, you can cast Bullet. It's doable. You just run out of breath.
Well, back in the StarCraft Brood War days, I used to watch this guy Klazart, who would cast VODs on YouTube way back before there was ever any Twitch or anything like that. And he was the first guy who got popular casting StarCraft VODs on YouTube. And he would talk a mile a minute, and that was sort of his signature thing.
Was how quickly he discussed the action.
Yeah, and he would get so hyped up, and he sounded like one of these rappers who was trying to break a world record.
As he was detailing what was going on. No, I mean, if you had two people who are comfortable casting, you could probably who have worked together. You could probably cast Bullet games.
I wonder if you could if each caster could cast a different player.
Or no. Well, the thing in general when you have to cast fast action, like in professional sports, when fast action is cast, what ends up happening is you have a primary person who's doing the play-by-play, right? And then anytime the play-by-play person needs to take a break, the color commentator or whoever will come in and fill in, and they're in their next game. But normally the play-by-play person is the person responsible for the fast talking.
So, what are they doing? Both are threatening Tia, but I don't think early Tia is going to be any good. Arkanishu getting a bunch of Flame Animuses to go Frostbrooder, presumably.
Yeah, I think the Lucina rush is what's happening.
Crash threatening the Lucina.
So is Crash gonna Frostbrooder double Tarsier and then Lucina, or is he gonna go straight into Lucina?
They're all just clearly buying two Frostbrooders a turn, right? There's no Lucina here.
What is Lucina? Let's just buy Frostbrooder.
Now we're going to see 2 Frostbrooders from Arca. Man. And Dune Vex. That seems like a bad choice with Frostbrooder. Maybe it's okay, but
it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Lucina has its own built-in counter to chill. In the form of the perforators she makes.
Oh, well, this is going to get interesting.
Now we got a Tia.
Tia triple brooder against Lucina.
Yeah, I mean it feels like Crash loses, right?
Now, do you think these guys are actually calculating, or is Crash just pressing Shift F every turn?
You just look at the breach indicator.
Yeah, you just even though the breach indicator is not accurate, you gotta trust it.
It's pretty wrong, though. I think what you do is you take the breach indicator.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Lucina. That's probably Gabe.
That is. Well, yeah, because he has no drones left, right?
He's got no drones. He's got no attackers. He's got nothing. He's got a pile of pixies and frostbites. It's kind of like a BM Lucina by Arca.
Yeah, he's like, I can do it, so I'm going to. But also, Arca has no damage after this turn, right? All his damage was the Flame Animus and the Tia, so he needs some type of damage.
He has Lucina now.
Now he has Lucina. No, but Elliot coined it as a BM Lucina.
Yeah, it's not a BM Lucina. It's actually necessary to win the game Lucina.
Yeah,
or at least helpful to win.
Yeah, you need to be over 5 damage to get through all these energy matrices, right?
Crash pulls out a Tia. Oh, and he blows all his frostbites without breaching.
That was a pretty good defense by Arkanishu.
Yep, and that is the game.
Jeez, these are hilarious. I've been working all day fixing bugs and adding a bunch of stuff, so I haven't been checking out this stream, but this